It's Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450 KBKW, and it's time for the Insider Report with Everett Hughes. Good morning, Everett.
Good morning. It is morning.
Yes, it is morning. And I think that you wanted to continue pulling topics from the forum recently went to? Okay.
I do, and unless somebody has a suggestion for something, and we're always open to those. But I told you when we went to that forum that there is numerous topics that the listener land has need of. And the one that I have selected for today is, do you owe taxes? A collection guide to payment options and solutions. There's actually a guide, and some things have changed.
So Romney must be on top of this, I would take it?
I don't think Romney's having much of an effect on anything yet.
Oh.
I think it's probably the IRS is doing this, because here's what's happened. Well, here, allow me to digress a bit.
Okay.
The highlights of this collection guide. There are installment agreements available. Okay? You can get an installment agreement to pay your taxes. And part of the methodology of figuring out how much you're able to pay is the IRS has a website, and it has what's called allowable living expenses. And they'll let you use their allowable living expenses to subtract from your gross income to see what your payment schedule might have to be. And there are times when the allowable living expenses are actually in excess of what the costs actually are. No matter, we'll take the allowable living expenses off of your gross income, and the residual will be what they want in monthly payments.
So are they fair most of the time when they do it this way or not?
Well, Doug, it's been my experience, like I just tried to indicate, that unless you're living in Seattle, then the allowable living expenses are nowhere near the cost. But if you're living in Pacific Beach, if you're living in Raymond, if you're living in Cosmopolis, Aberdeen, Oakland, if you're living almost anywhere in Grays Harbor County, the allowable living expenses on the IRS schedules are usually more than what people are actually paying. So that's good.
So you get a break, kind of, because of where you live.
Well, yeah, you do.
Okay.
And offering compromises are still an available option for the taxpayer that is behind in their taxes. Those are still out there. But the thing is, they're highlighting that they want people to start working with collections, and here's what's happened. They have something they call a streamlined agreement. Well, before the latest changes, a streamlined agreement was not over $25,000, and you had to pay it off within 60 months. Well, what's happened is, and it's the economy, they've raised the streamlined agreement level to $50,000, and they've extended the maximum time to pay to 72 months.
Oh, okay, like buying a car, sort of.
Buying a car, sort of, yeah. Now, this is any kind of tax, individual, defunct businesses with trust account taxes, and even income taxes from an 1120 a corporation. Those are all part of the streamlined, criteria. Let me see here. Okay, now here's the one thing. There's the one drawback to people. For balances between $25,001 to $50,000, direct debit only.
Oh, don't write them a check. They just grab it out of your checking account.
They won't allow you to write them a check. Direct debit only. That's the only way they'll improve that installment agreement, if $25,000 to $50,000.
Well, it makes it easier because it's gone before you can do anything to it.
Well, it's gone, and it's something they're doing to enhance collections, because in the middle of this economic time, I've talked to more than one revenue officer, Doug, who's saying it's getting real tough to collect.
I bet. Well, now we're out of time, but if people want to know more, they can give you a call at 533-4131 or go to your website.
Please do, EverettHughes.com.